We've increased security throughout the ship to keep everyone safe.
Welcome to our first theory video for Death and Other Details. I'm Dan, that's Julia, and that's Kizabel over there. We brought in a specialist for Death and Other Details. She's got it on lock, so we got a lot of theories. So what we need to figure out, who killed Keith Trubisky, also Danny, this is his real name, and R.I.P. Alexandra, and R.I.P. Llewellyn, who took his own life. So there are three things that we need to figure out. If you have theories, let us know in the comments. What we're going to be talking about in this video, speculation on who is Viktor Sams. That's the big one, all right? That's the big looming mystery.
Yeah.
And last week we learned that Sue Neal is actually working with him. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about possibly who the murderer is, if it's someone working with Viktor Sams. And we're also going to talk about Imogen and possibly her real parentage that someone caught. These are all Reddit theories that we found. From now on, we're going to be covering it weekly for the rest of the season. We're going to be dropping videos on Tuesdays covering each episode. The future theory videos, we're going to use your comments. So comment any theories you have below and we'll use them for future theory videos. Let's jump right into it. Who is Viktor Sams? Jules, I know you got a great theory to read. Let's hear it.
So this is from user appropriate main 5621. I think Father Toby is Viktor Sams. Hear me out, lol. He's the kingmaker. You can't be a kingmaker without an extensive network of spies and influences. If he backs a candidate, they win. What does Viktor mean? A person who conquers or wins over an opponent. Sam, means God hears/listens. He's a priest, man of God. And Viktor, like God, hears everything. Remember when Layla was talking to the former NSA agent? How did Viktor hear that? Mrs. Collier nervously refuses to acknowledge the existence of Viktor, perhaps because he's Father Toby, her lover. I think Imogen's mom found out something about the Colliers, and Viktor had her killed. Not really sure if that's related to the factory situation. Father Toby clearly has compromised morals. Perhaps his priesthood is a cover. In real life, past and present, people have used the church to commit horrific acts for political gains. The governor had something on the Colliers, even though Father Toby made her governor. There's no way he'd allow her to reveal anything damaging to him or the Colliers. Just some of my theory. Can't wait until they reveal who Viktor actually is.
Father Toby would be one that I would not see coming at all.
Excuse me.
That would be one out of left field for me. I mean, he's a priest, right? So that's someone that you don't really have any speculation for, but he does have compromised morals. We know that. That's something to keep track of. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, see, from the beginning, I got kind of an icky feeling from him. And then you started seeing that he does like all sorts of slimy shit. So
yeah,
it wouldn't be surprising to me, but I didn't really think about it. And I think that's honestly really smart. Like it makes a lot of sense.
I really like that theory too. He's coming in as a priest, which you would automatically say, oh, he's, innocent, he's fine and everything. But then he's having an affair.
right.
Miss
Yeah, he's
Collier.
coveting thy neighbor, okay? Like
So yeah, I mean that's something to speculate about. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments. I mean, are you on his trail at all, or are you on someone else's? I think they're doing a really good job of hiding who is the killer, who is Viktor Sams, and maybe they're one and the same. Maybe it's Viktor Sams is the one calling the shots. So maybe Viktor Sams is calling the shots for Father Toby to be taking out these individuals. Maybe he's not the one that's actually killing people. That could be true. What if he is? That would be crazy. I would love that.
Okay, before episode 6, I thought Kira faked her own death. After episode 6, I think Viktor Sams told Llewellyn to kill Kira because she was getting too close. He did what she said, but Kira was extremely observant and definitely not just a secretary. I think she saw it coming, evaded the explosion, and escaped in the truck we see driving away. I think Llewellyn is Imogen's dad based off of his comment in episode 1 about her looking exactly like her mom at that age. I especially think it after his admission of love, but I think he genuinely thinks he killed Kira and maybe Hilda just reminded him of her. But Hilda is Kira, and her burning him was her revenge for him trying to burn/murder her.
Well, first off, how about Agent Hilda being Donna from Only Murders in the Building? That
oh
would
my
be
God,
great.
I know.
So
When I
cool.
realized that, I was like, yes,
Yeah.
Donna. Okay,
'Cause
girl.
At first, I didn't notice it, and then I kept looking at her face, and I'm like, no, that's her.
And
And
you're
then
like,
I
I
looked
know
it
her
up.
from somewhere.
and I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's her. So, okay, the next comment hints at possibly Imogen being a Collier all along, so we'll talk about that in a minute. But speculations on that comment. What do you think? Do you think there's any truth to it at all? Kira faked her own death. That case was never solved, so, maybe she's still out there somewhere. Why would she fake her own death, though? Like, that's a question that I don't know. So,
But didn't Imogen like see her get in the car?
she did. Yeah, she did.
Mm-hmm.
So how
So-
could they have faked that? There's no way she's surviving that explosion.
You think she's dead, flat out?
I mean, I think it would be wild for them to be able to rationalize her not being dead. How do
Okay.
you switch that out? Her daughter literally watched her get in the car. She would know if it wasn't her mom.
What do you think then about the statement of Llewellyn possibly being behind Kira's death? And that would be the same thing that's going on now with Victor Sams calling the shots, but he's not the one that's actually doing the murders. Do you think something like
Yeah,
that could be
I
true?
mean, I think that's definitely plausible. I mean, that I feel like that would make more sense than her mom faking her own death. Now, don't get me wrong, that would be fantastic. I'd be very happy if she was alive.
Right.
It just doesn't really seem like it would work, you know?
I go back and forth on it because also too, yeah, we're seeing Imogen's memory, but also too, its memory could be flawed.
Next
So,
week, they're going to go back to that case and relive it. It's
Mhm.
going to be a flashback episode. So we're going to get that story fleshed out more and learn more
Yeah.
about the whole Kira death situation. And Rufus is going to explain everything. He said, "You might not like me after we talk about it." And she kind of doesn't like him already because of their
Shocker.
past together. So we'll see what happens with that. But okay, let's talk about Imogen and her relationship to the Colliers. All right, so this is from Maddie Kern on Reddit. Theory of Imogen's relationship to the Colliers. Am I the only one who thinks that Imogen might be secretly the affair child of her mother / Lawrence Collier? Her mother is mentioned so often, but Imogen never mentioned her father as far as I can remember. While perhaps it was guilt over the death of one of their employees or affection for their daughter's best friend that made the Colliers take in Imogen, but what if it was really that Lawrence had to take her in because he is actually her father? This would make the whole fight scene in episode 6 between Imogen and Anna even more ironic, as Anna talks about how ungrateful Imogen is for the Colliers taking her in. Without knowing that, Imogen might very well be another heir to her father's fortune. Two people. Is it Llewellyn? Is it Lawrence? There's two speculations. I think it's very possible that one of them is her father because of how quickly they took her in. And yeah, she had the relationship with Anna and being her best friend, so that could be the reason why.
Yeah.
But there could be
It
a
does
guilt
make sense
situation going
though.
on.
I mean, they've taken care of her for how long? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like years and years and years, even though they knew she was stealing from the company. And it says it's because she felt bad, but what if it's just because Lawrence was like, absolutely not. Like, we're still going to take care of her.
mom is having an affair. So, I mean,
Right,
it's not
right.
like anything to put it past them.
Anna's having an
Yeah.
affair too. Everybody's having an
That's
affair.
true. Runs in the
Yeah.
family.
Who told you that?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's definitely possible that Lawrence knows about his wife's affair and is just like, it's fine. Just
Yeah.
I've had my mistakes too, you know.
Yeah, he kind of seems pissed off with his entire family, not just Trip, because we saw the deal kind of didn't go down. Then he overrode everyone, was like, "Nah, deal," and he made the deal. So
Which power move.
power move, and he doesn't really seem to trust anyone in his family. And when Trip asked for money, he was like, "That's not even my call. You got to go to the trustee. Ask him." Their relationship is not good because he was like,
Yeah.
when Trip was like, "Well, that's my money," he was like, "The way that you think that shows how off you are about this whole situation." So he doesn't like
Yeah.
his family, it seems.
Yeah, well, and then he said like, in this episode, he's like, well, you know, I still get an allowance like a kid. It's embarrassing. Well, then
Right.
stop acting like a child. I also think it's very ironic that Anna was telling Imogen that she's so ungrateful because look how she's acting towards her dad in this company. She's so entitled. Like,
Okay.
no wonder he turned around and fucking made a deal over, you know, over top of her.
Yeah, he just doesn't trust anyone. He's fed up with everyone.
Yeah,
And
I would be
A-
too.
and Anna's in a position where it doesn't seem like she's going to be the CEO anymore. So I'm doing this deal. I'm out. Deal with your own issues. That's the type of thing that I see. Okay, let's talk about Sunil real quick. I really like this actor. He's in a lot of Mike Flanagan shows, Rahul Kohli. So Sunil, he's working with Victor Sams, but he says that he wants to cut ties when he found out what's really going on. And it seems like he just needed money to fund his passion project in this cruise ship boat. Do you think he's guilty at all, or he was just kind of wrong place, wrong time, trusted the wrong person? Because I think he's innocent.
You know, because Victor Sams, he's never shown. He just has each person that does their own little job.
Yeah.
And I think he pretty much doesn't really know much of anything else, just of what he was told to do. And he's only
Yeah.
doing it because he wanted his dream to be funded to get this boat up and going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Me too.
which tracks though, because I feel like a lot of people, Winnie, she seemed to not really know the reason why she was, you know, killing these people. She's like, well, Victor Sams has his reasons. It would make sense if Sunil was kind of in the same situation.
But I don't necessarily believe that when he did it. I think she might just be saying that. Do you guys, are you confirming fact? Do you think she did it?
This watch is worth more than you make in a year.
I think she did, because I think she thought that she was doing something for like a bigger cause, because she even
Yeah.
had that story about her friend.
Yeah, the way she reacted to it and how she kind of went catatonic when she found out who this guy really was, it definitely feels like she did it.
Okay. All right. I could be wrong. All right. Any final theories you guys got that you want to throw out there before we close up?
I don't think it will be next episode, because next episode it looks like it's just about the past.
Flashback. Yeah, flashback.
But we've done these murder mysteries for so long, and every single time there's usually always something caught on like a camera, video.
I know where you're going with
think,
this.
You know, Keith/Danny's camera. They haven't been talking about that. There might be something on there. And also that Derek. They've
That
been running
Derek.
around making TikToks.
Yep.
We got to see
That's
the
what
footage.
I think is what's going to show us something really
100%.
important.
Because like,
Gotta see
why
the
would they
footage.
focus so much on this kid making TikToks?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's
Yeah.
not like focused enough. They're really putting it in your face, but the number of times he's walked by a scene or yelled to his dad from off camera about making a TikTok or the Wi-Fi going out.
All right, so hopefully we see more of that footage. But yeah, we're going to be covering this series from episode 7 to episode 10 up to the finale from now on. So any theories you guys have, leave them below and we'll read them in a future theory video. But that's what we got for now. So thanks so much for watching and we'll see you next time. Later.
Bye, guys.
What have we learned?
A lot, just not, who done it.